days around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be rating every player's performance from Tottenham's 3-2 calamity of a game against AFC Bournemouth, as Bournemouth found a 90+5th minute winner to win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the Premier League, and Spurs squander a chance to go tied third on points with Newcastle and Manchester United. We'll start with rating our goalkeeper and captain, Hugo Lloris. I'll give him a 6.
I'm going to give Hugo Lloris a 6.5. Couldn't do anything about the goals. Did make one great save from a Tavernier long shot. Other than that, he was not really called upon that much.
Yeah. Did well under pressure, surprisingly, today. I think his ball distribution was much better than we've seen in the past.
And playing out of the back.
Yeah. He was able to work under pressure. He wasn't panicking, putting anything out of play. He was able to accurately guide those balls up towards the front of the pitch, and they most of the time were in the area of Kane or Son or Kulusevski, which was good to see, and a change in what we've seen from Lloris in the past. We'll move on to our defense now. Cristian Romero, I'm going to give him a 5.
I'm going to give Guti a 5.5. Definitely not his best today.
Yeah, something was very off. He just wasn't able to really, he wasn't really able to get going today. I think his passes were very off.
Yeah, passes were very sloppy today.
He had some good tackles.
He had some good tackles. I think he was definitely better than Dyer, but still nowhere near his best, nowhere near his par.
Yeah. I think he really wasn't at fault for any of the goals, but just didn't look...
I think he didn't really look comfortable playing on the left side.
Yeah.
I think he needs to play on the right-hand side, and I think that's one reason Pedro Porro did so bad on the right-hand side, because he had Sanchez behind him.
Yeah.
And how good does he do with Sanchez behind him? We saw that against Leicester when we lost 4-1. We need Guti behind Pedro Porro because Pedro Porro is not great defensively. We need a strong defender behind. Yeah. We need a strong defender behind Pedro Porro. Honestly, it wouldn't be that bad if we put Sanchez behind on the left-hand side and kept Guti on the right. I think that would have been better.
Yeah, probably. We'll move on to our next defender, Eric Dyer. I'm gonna give him a 5.
I'm going to give Eric Dyer a 5 as well.
Nothing special from him. I think he was there was one shot from, I want to say, I don't think it was Jefferson Lerma. I think it was Ouattara. I believe it was Ouattara who came up on the left side, taking the ball off of Romero's hands, and Dyer kind of just backed off. It was a good save from Lloris. But Dyer was just backing up instead of just making a tackle. And that could have easily been a goal if it weren't for Hugo Lloris' good reflexes. So, a little bit of a nervy moment from him, but probably his worst moment today. He really...
Again, yeah, he's so hesitant. Whether to go in for the ball or just keep backing up, which he does so often. And we keep conceding from that. And also today, from aerial duels, was poor from him today.
Yeah.
And he just didn't look confident at all.
We'll move on to our left center back, who was subbed off after 35 minutes due to injury. Clement Lenglet, I'm going to give him a 6.25.
I'm going to give Lenglet a 6.75.
I felt that he was probably our best defender if he had played the whole game today.
Yeah.
Easily.
He was our best defender. I mean, Perisic, if you consider him a defender.
Yeah, but out-and-out defender, Lenglet was the best. Very calm on the ball. Didn't really put a foot wrong, and the ball up for Perisic for Son's goal was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, playing out of the back, we always get... Bournemouth were putting some pressure on us, and Lenglet pulls that ball off under pressure, which is pretty amazing. And Lenglet seems to be, besides Guti on his good day, Lenglet seems to be the only player in our back three that knows when to just boot the ball and look for a long pass when we're under pressure and trying to play out of the back.
Yeah.
Dyer will try to keep passing, and sometimes Guti... When it's not his day, we'll keep doing that. But sometimes on his day, he'll clear it. But that's one thing Lenglet looks to do much better than our other center backs. And he's been such a crucial player ever since Ben Davies has been injured to us. And so if he goes out with an injury now, it's going to hurt us real bad.
Yeah.
But I think we really should sign him this summer. He's been so important for us.
I agree. I think he's not going to be the greatest option out there, but we need solid backups. And if we don't replace those backups, then we're always going to have Dyer and Sanchez as our backups. Might as well start recycling those backups and get someone a little better in Lenglet. We'll move on to our wingbacks now, starting with Pedro Porro. I'm going to give him a 4.
I'm also going to give Pedro Porro a 4.
I thought he was really 4.
Pretty woeful in defense. In attack, he was decent, but defending was terrible. I think the main reason for that was mainly came in the first half and a lot in the second half too. I think the main reason was because he had Sanchez behind him. That really tells the whole story right there.
Yeah.
He can't play with a weak defender behind him.
Attacking-wise, he was pretty good.
Sanchez could play behind him, but we know Sanchez doesn't have a lot of confidence right now. He's nowhere near in good form, and yeah, I think Sanchez really, I don't want to say it's Sanchez's fault for Pedro Porro's. It's definitely not Sanchez's fault for Pedro Porro's mistake, but his just lack of defending does not suit this formation.
Yeah.
Pedro Porro, when he came to Spurs, he wasn't expected to do a lot of defending, but how Spurs play, our wingbacks are expected to do defending, which is not how the formation's supposed to go, how the tactics are supposed to work. Like,
especially against 16th place Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Your wingbacks aren't supposed to do your defending because your defenders are supposed to be trusted enough that you can defend. But when your defenders aren't trusted enough, they have to stay back, which means your wingbacks stay back, and that means your midfielders have to do more work, which means your front three are isolated. So it all stems from problems in the defense for us. We'll move on to our other wingback, who is really night and day compared to Porro. Ivan Perisic, I'm going to give him a 7.
I'm also going to give Ivan Perisic a 7. Put in a lot of good crosses, and his corners weren't really up to par today, but the crosses were definitely very good. Good assist for Son's goal.
Yep. I'd give him probably saying that this is probably his best performance since before the World Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, Perisic was up and down that wing excellently. Some of his crosses were poor, definitely from corners and free kicks, but really, he was getting on the ball a lot. He was beating his man first time, every time. Sessegnon, take notes. And he was just really good today. Really solid.
This is one of the first times I've seen Son and Perisic, other than Brighton where they did this a good amount, Son and Perisic working well together.
Yeah.
The partnership could still work.
Feels like as soon as Conte left, Perisic and Son seem to now... Because Son's last 2 goals that came in the last 2 games have both been assisted by Perisic. Long range was a pass from Perisic, and today was a pass from Perisic. So I think they're getting somewhere together. We'll move to our midfielders now. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, I'm going to give him a 5.
I'm going to give Højbjerg a 5.5. Not his best today, like he was against Brighton. Not getting the ball first. He didn't really have a lot of defending to do later in the match when we really were just playing on the edge of Bournemouth's box. When we had Danjuma on, when we had Richie on, when we had Decky and Son and Kane. We literally have all our attackers on the field. Højbjerg didn't have much to do than to retrieve the ball and put crosses into the box, really. But when we were sitting back, he looked a little shaky and he didn't look very full in confidence. I think after the Brighton match, he did not do his best. Yeah. And the form is kind of carried into this match too.
Yeah, I agree. We'll move to Oliver Skipp now. I'm going to give him a 5.25. I thought Oliver Skipp was okay today. Not bad. Definitely better than Højbjerg in my opinion. He was making tackles all over the pitch, lots of passes.
I'm going to give Skipp a 6, slightly better than Højbjerg. He was definitely getting to the ball quicker than Højbjerg, more alert, more intense.
Yeah.
Just everything a little better in every aspect than Højbjerg.
Yeah. A little quicker in everything than Højbjerg was today. And I feel like that's been a common problem of Højbjerg over the last couple games. I don't know if it's fatigue.
A little slow and the backpassing has been a problem. Yeah. When we're behind and we desperately need a goal, and he's been backpassing.
Yeah, a lot recently, which I think has been a bit of a source of our problems. But we'll move into our front three now, starting with Dejan Kulusevski. I'm going to give him a 5.5. I thought Kulusevski was not terrible today. I think he's had a lot better games. Lately, his form has not been very good. But I mean, I don't think he was terrible. But I think we've seen him more confident.
I'm gonna give him a 6. A real just average performance from Kulusevski. Didn't get on the ball that much, but when he did get on the ball, he did try to do stuff with it. Tried to link up with Pedro Porro. Tried to link up with Danjuma later in the match. But he really didn't get on the ball that much. We weren't really attacking down the right-hand side that much. It was always down the left or through the middle.
Yeah. We'll move to our striker now, Harry Kane. I'm going to give Harry Kane a 5.75. Better than Kulusevski, but definitely not great. He dropped back a lot today, but I don't think it was effective the whole game.
I'm going to give him a 6. I think he was kind of on par with Kulusevski, maybe a little better. But Kane dropped back a lot, like you were saying. Passed a lot, which was good. Got himself on the ball. Every time he got on the ball was when he was deep in the field. Well, not deep, but like far behind our attackers, trying to play balls into them. Sometimes it didn't come off because Bournemouth's defenders were marking him, like they were glued to him. But Kane really didn't get any opportunities on goal. Didn't get an opportunity to get a clear shot in on goal. Didn't really have any big chances today.
Yeah. And we'll move to our goal scorer, Heung-min Son. I'm going to give him a 7. I think this is his best performance he's had in a long time. He was electric all over the pitch, making his trademark dribbles, took the goal beautifully. We haven't seen this Son in a long time.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Brilliant goal from Son. Just to, all he had to do was just tap it in. And that's all he had to do.
Yeah.
Get the deflection. And then took a deflection, passed Neto into the goal to give us the lead early in the match.
But other than that, even, he was very good today.
With his dribbling, he just put on the afterburners and ran away from his markers.
I really like the intent. I think we haven't seen this from Son in a long time. Honestly, last season is the last time we saw this. So it's very nice to see it finally resurging and coming back. And this is more looking like the old Son that we used to know from seasons past. Trademark Sonny, yeah. We'll move to substitutions now. Very on and off substitutions. Our first one was heavily off. Davinson Sanchez, I'm going to give him a 2. He came on for Lenglet in the 35th minute after his injury. Went off in the 59th minute to a lot of boos. But he was pretty bad today.
Yeah,
Sanchez was bad.
I'm going to give him a 3. Pretty woeful. Especially, he just looked so unsteady on his feet. So low in confidence. I don't know why we brought him on if he's going to be so low in confidence. Yeah. We should have changed formation like we talked about earlier.
Just go to like a 4-3-3 or something that allows us to continue attacking. But it's Stellini. We can't do that because all he knows how to do is defend, like Conte, because all we did is hire Conte's younger brother, basically. Even though
essentially
that's all we did is just hire Conte's second-hand man. And so I don't know why we expected a different type of managing because it's going to be the exact same. But Sanchez was pretty bad today. At fault for the second goal, 100%. First goal, really not. But, yeah, not really the first goal. First goal was all on Pedro Porro. But Dyer and Sanchez didn't react great to the mistake either. And then second goal, I think Sanchez got spun way too easily by, I believe it was Tavernier, who came dashing at Sanchez, and he just could not handle him. Honestly, which he should have done better, and then almost taps it basically into Dominic Solanke's feet, who just has to chip it over Lloris. So a lot of very, very poor performance. But we'll move on to the substitute that came on for him, Arnaut Danjuma. Night and day compared to Sanchez. I'm going to give Arnaut Danjuma a 7.
I'm giving Danjuma a 7 as well. What a finish for that goal on his left foot. Did take a deflection, but he won't care. Got us level in the end. But then we did concede, so. But he really gave us a huge momentum boost as soon as he came on. Some new energy, some fresh legs, and that's really, what a finish for the second goal. I already said that, but.
Absolutely ridiculous finish.
It's like he pretty much changed the entire atmosphere in the stadium. Since under Conte, he's never really gotten a chance at all to show what he has.
Except for the game against, Portsmouth?
Was it? No, Preston.
Preston,
when he
where he scored.
Yeah. I mean, then again, he came on with a sub with only 15 minutes left of the game. But he also got an opportunity against Brighton when Ryan Mason brought him on.
Yep.
And today, finally, he's got his Premier League goal.
Before Richarlison.
Richarlison.
We'll get on to Richarlison next. That guy has been so unlucky. He scored about 6 offside goals in the Premier League. I'm going to give him a 5.5. Got one today.
Yeah, I'm giving Richarlison a 6. He did bring some fresh legs into the side. Again, another attacker up in the box, lurking, trying to get a goal.
Pressuring.
That finish was
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Left-footed
kind of
chip
awkward.
over the goalkeeper, absolutely brilliant. Only for Danjuma to be just marginally offside. But the header right before the Bournemouth winner, that should have been the winner for us. That was the difference between 3 points and 0 points. Because if we had scored there, I think that was it for the game. I think we had won it at that point. We didn't. Bournemouth go up the other end, and they score with Ouattara. But that was ours. And that's why I'm giving him 5.5. I thought he was good today, but really he should be finishing that as a striker. But that's it for our player ratings for Tottenham's 2-3 loss against Bournemouth. If you enjoyed it and want to see more Spurs content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below what your thoughts were on this game. And until next time,
Come on, you Spurs!